You know, I always try to bring the best, freshest, newest alpha there is. Enter Valannia, an ecosystem made up of 3 games, including 3 different genres, a 3 versus 3 MOBA RTS hybrid, a large-scale strategy browser MMO, and an open-world MMO, all brought together with the power of the blockchain. You have one hero, you can use him in every one of these games. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Inspector's Kitchen. Today, we're cooking some content that, wow, I almost broke my chair right there. So this ecosystem of games is not necessarily brand new. They've already generated over $2 million in revenue and have 5,000 active wallets with 20,000 NFTs in the ecosystem already. And that is thanks to Road to Realms, Valannia Realms, where you can just connect your Phantom wallet and you can start playing after you get a hero. You can get a hero right here on their marketplace, and all of this is using the Solana blockchain, so you use Sol in order to pay for things and to sell things. Now this whole ecosystem is going to be powered by the Valan Token, and this token is launching on Indie.Fun. Indie.Fun is a great platform where new indie games can come on and they can raise money through token sales by showing off the gameplay and showing off what they have already made. But there's something happening before the token launch on November 4th. Potentially way more important, but that depends on who you ask. Both of these, both the token and the NFT, which is coming on November 4th, will have long-lasting utility. So I mentioned in the intro that there's 3 games within this ecosystem. Everything is powered by the Valan Token, but you can also use the NFT, which is coming out on November 4th, as I said. And what I didn't say is that it's going to be a free mint, so you can get it completely for free. There's a public sale, and hopefully a lot of people are going to be able to get it. But if not, fear not, because you can also get it later from the marketplace. Now this mint, titled as the Risen Heroes Mint, we're gonna get a hero that you can play with across all their games. You can level him up, and you may get him as a lowly little squire, but then you can level him up to all the way to the 3rd tier where he becomes a full-fledged version. So I said what the genres of each game is, and we're gonna dig a lot deeper now into what each individual game has to offer and what you can expect. We're gonna talk a little bit about the airdrop that they have ongoing, but first, let's talk a little bit more about the mint, because that's kind of the most time-pressing here since it's happening on November 4th, and it's a free mint. So these playable heroes that are the NFTs are divided into 3 tiers. Tier 1 is the Shattered, which is the entry level. Tier 2 is the Souls, which is sort of the mid-level. And you can evolve from Shattered to Souls, and from Souls you can evolve to full Risen, which is the final evolution, and you do this using in-game items. Now the supply is going to be 6,000, and since it's a free mint, you're gonna want to be there at mint time. You're gonna want to be there in order to mint if you want to get it for free. Now, one of the flagships is going to be Valannia Arena. Yes, this is the part of the video where we're gonna dig deep into what the gameplay is like for all 3 games. Valannia Arena, built in Unreal Engine 5, is probably going to be the flagship in the very beginning, at least before the MMO comes out. This is a sort of MOBA RTS hybrid where players command a hero with unique abilities, and each match is a sort of 3 versus 3 where players build an army of units. So you have infantry, you have range, you have mages, you have cavalry, you have tanks, you have colossal, like the big dragon behind our enemy there in the background. Everything matches the hero's race, and each comes with its own unique combat style. So there's 8 different unique races you can choose from. So this is a little bit more strategic when compared to regular MOBAs. So this is not a regular MOBA, it is definitely a hybrid, and the hybrid comes in this unique controlling of units. You're gonna be able to pick your own playstyle, and whatever you prefer to play with the most is the thing that you're gonna go for. The most important thing here is that the hero you play with here, if you mint, is going to be the same hero that you can use across all games. Now that being said, what is the next game? Well, the game that's already out, it's called Valannia Realms. So this is a large-scale strategy browser MMO. You play it directly on your browser. You can build up castles on the map. You can fortify your defenses, participate in a real economy. Basically, you gather resources, you craft items, you can join a guild, and you can even open a business within the game. This is a sort of mix of PvE and PvP, and for the strategy lovers out there, you're gonna love this one. So this is the second game, and it's the one that's already out. So I guess I should have said this is the first game, since you can play it right now. So looking at some of the promo material that they have released on their Twitter, one hero, one universe of games. So Arena we have covered already. That is the RTS MOBA mix. Realms we just covered. This is the browser strategic MMO. And finally, we have Valannia Worlds, which is the full-fledged open world MMO, and this is definitely going to be the flagship once it launches, at least in my opinion. Valan Token, look at that. Going on their website, you can see very transparently a fully doxed team, and I actually had a call with one of their team members last year where they showed me what they have done so far regarding where the game is at, and I was really impressed with what I saw. I was looking forward to sharing more about it. Finally, we're here at a moment where we can, because they have the NFT launch upcoming, they have the token launch upcoming, and all this is happening in the next 2 weeks, so it's going to be very fast, where Valannia is going to take over all the timelines. I think everybody's going to be talking about this one. So I was very excited when they reached out to me recently to do a partnered collaboration sort of video. So yes, this video is brought to you with the help of Valannia, but this is definitely a video I would have done all on my own, because this is exciting stuff. A universe of 3 games where you have one NFT that you level up from tier 1 to tier 2, and then from tier 2 to tier 3 to become the unstoppable force across all 3 games. And now all this is kind of interconnected with a big storyline. So yes, it's definitely a fantasy medieval sort of game with a full storyline behind it, and something that we should definitely look more deeply into. Something that's really lacking when it comes to crypto games is games that have a proper story, because it's through the story that you can see how much care and attention the developers of this game have put into it, because now we don't just have the developers, we also have the writers. Moving on to the last part that I wanted to discuss for this video is the airdrop, the Valannia Airdrop or Shadowvile. So you can log in just by connecting your Twitter, but this is more than social farming, because here's what you can do in order to get these points. Connect your Twitter, and then you follow them, you interact with their accounts, or there's even Instagram and Discord here as well, and then you get additional points for holding the first playable character, for buying your first NFT item, for performing a task within the game. So if we go to the quest, there's a whole bunch of things you can do that offer different kind of rewards, different kind of quests, offer different rarities. There's even 50 points right here for selling your first NFT. So there's lots of things you can do. There's one with 1,000 points, reach a total of over 50 Solana in purchases. And there's another 1,000 points for holding a scroll called Scripted in Shadows. Now for this one specifically, I can leave my referral code down below in the description if you want to check out the airdrop campaign part. Other than that, what you can also do is play Realms right now. You can wishlist Arena on Epic Games. So you can go to Epic Games and wishlist Arena. And then for the MMO, we're going to have to be patient and wait it out. We're going to have to wait it out until they give us concrete dates when it comes to that one. So finally, the 2 most important dates: November 4th for the free mint, November 11th for the TGE, the token generation event of the Valan Token, which is going to tie the whole ecosystem together. There we go. Told you today we're going to be cooking. I told you. Check out the links in the description. I'll see you all next time. Spectre out.